Tom and Ben
Yep,
had
that's right.
fun in the mud.
What I do for a job is I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work in a mental health unit for teenagers. And my job is a mixture of things. I work directly with young people, working particularly with young people who are depressed or who've got low weight anorexia. I've also got a management role within the unit. I'm the lead clinician, which means I have some responsibility for strategic and operational management for the unit. And I've also had the opportunity, whilst I've been in that post, to work with the Scottish Executive looking at some public mental health initiatives, particularly around the recognition and identification of depression in teenagers. I mean, I think although we've never been to Africa, for me from early teens, the inequity and injustice of what's been happening in the developing world has been something I've felt very strongly about. And I think the children have learned that from a very early age. We've been involved in fair trade movement and so on. It's something we talk about. The children, Nathan and Iona, watch the news, and both of them will pray. Each evening when we pray together, they pray for what they've seen on the news. So quite often they'll be praying for Africa. And in many ways, I'm often struck by they seem to have a more broader worldview than I think sometimes I do. I've perhaps become very focused on what I'm doing and the work and the busyness of life. And somehow the children hold in mind much more that it's a whole world that God made. So I think they're quite excited. I think at times when we're there, I think faced with the prevalence of HIV/AIDS and the impact that that's had on those communities, I think that might feel to me quite overwhelming. But then I think we'll also be meeting children and young people and families who are being helped in a very practical way, communities who are being resourced in a really practical way. And I think that will be full of hope.